So welcome to the next episode of this large rear extension renovation project that we've started, and as Adam pointed out, the biggest job we've had to date. We are a few weeks in front of ourselves. You've walked around the property with Adam and you've seen all the issues that we've had so far. But what did it look like when we turned up on day one, week one? Now we know what the garden looks like because we did, as you would have seen from Adam's last video. You would have seen that we did the garden room 18 months ago now. But we thought it might be interesting for you, and after all the comments of you want a weekly vlog, if you like, of what we're doing and what we've got to go through to get to where we need to be, which is start putting stuff back in. So we're now going to go back to when we first turned up. I walked through the garden and showed you all of that, and I'll walk around the house and show you all of that as well, what it all looked like. We've been overwhelmed by the amount of comments we've had, and my last count after 24 hours of Adam's video being on was over 200, so thank you for that. And you have all mentioned that you'd like a weekly vlog, which we're going to do. We're happy to do that, and we're happy to be led by you guys, because ultimately, guys and girls, sorry, because ultimately, if you guys and girls don't watch, we haven't got a channel. So thank you to you all for that. We've also been asked, how would you possibly cope with something like this? We use a tool called YourTradebase, and we've been very lucky to be sponsored by them for the first few episodes, and I'll go into that later on. So without further ado, let's go back to the start. If you've been with us for a while, you will recognise this route. This is the route that we took for many days and weeks whilst we were constructing the garden room, which will appear on screen any minute now. There it is, top of the garden. And what I'm showing you now is simply what we're currently faced with regards to the garden. And this is what myself and Mick spent the first couple of days doing, which was taking all of these outbuildings out. And if you haven't seen the series for the building of this, it's on the screen now. So the next lot of footage we're going to go through, and it's as asked for in the comments of the last video, because we're going to do a bit of a week by week, showing you exactly what we're doing per week. Up until 2 or 3 days before this footage was filmed, this was habitable. So as you can see, it's all empty, other than a few boxes kicking around. That's currently now our office, that room there. Got our little office set up in there, little ensuite there, look. And then my first job then, after we'd got the outbuildings out, was that kitchen. You can feel it when you walk up these stairs, how bad the floor is, and how Adam went through all the issues we've had with this one. And it's when you start to come in it and walk around it, you see them all. En-suites everywhere, bathrooms everywhere, so lots of sanitary ware to take out, lots of cupboards to take out. Unfortunately, taking things like this cupboard, quite a nice quality. Same in the other bedroom that you can see there, in the pinky bedroom there. Yeah, another ensuite in there. This one, another good quality cupboard. Unfortunately, nobody wanted it, so it had to get skipped. That wall there causes quite an issue, and you'll see some footage soon of that. But it's not until you start uncovering things that you see the true complexity of a building. I mean, you can already see signs of it when you walk on the landing. All the cracks there, look. Everywhere, the cracks are in every wall, in every room, which you don't see until it's uncovered. You can see the demolition took place in the rear garden there, look. All the bricks from the outbuilding. It was 1.5 bricks thick, all walls with a concrete reinforced ceiling. So there we have it. First skip filled 12 yarder. Loads stripped out already. Still going. Loads of piles everywhere. Good couple of days. 14 yarder on there because there's no 12 yarders. Ready to go. Second one. Just walking through the house to give you progress. That there in the floor is a ducting wrapped in hessian. It's everywhere in the ground floor, and it goes up the walls as well, which you'll see further into the episode. It must be of some kind of ventilation system. Maybe someone can shed some more light. And then we start uncovering things like the propping of this floor in the hallway. That timber there holding the main beam, it's just sat on the dirt. Bit of 4x2 sat on the dirt, and then just some brick stuck with a couple of packers. Again, ducting everywhere. So our first delivery of hardcore for the job to allow us to get in this doorway after made a bit of a ramp down here. As you can see, we've been packing all the bricks that we got out as 2-pack, cleaned all the bricks off and then packed them flat in here. So we're gonna get a ramp for ourselves now down to here to allow us to travel through and then ramp back up again to allow us to get in the garden, to get rid of all that lot. Our stone pile is considerably lower. It's about 3 ton now, I reckon. It's all been put into here, ramped. This is the clinker block from upstairs, I'll show you in a minute. We've used the hardcore, obviously we've gone way above the level that we want, to ramp this down, ramp that up. And then we've gone all the way through here after stacking the bricks the same as we've done this floor in here, double stack of bricks from outside. And then we stoned all this. We haven't checked the level yet, so we may be high. However, we just come into here. The clinker block from upstairs it's all been, as Matt's doing there. Hello, Matthew.
Hello, Richard.
Just raking this flat. So we've got a flat surface like this, back to dirt. So what Matt's been doing is raking up all the loose stuff so that can all sit flat. We're now going to check our level to see whether we can afford to put a brick flat on that as well, because these are all dressed off nice, so we haven't got to worry about him rocking and getting a poor sub base. So we'll get these on there flat, but it may be that we just get the rest of the stone in and dress it across these once we decide what we're going to do. You're going to say hello, Charlie? Hello, Charlie's here. Charlie's come to help us labouring today. He's not sparking. Anyway, we've had to do certain things ready for the digger next week, like propping this floor. And this is what I want to show you, what I'm doing now. Hard to see on camera. That head, I just need to tell, it's going like that, bowing terribly. And that rafter there is cracked. And it's only on stud, look, only on, what's that, 5x2 stud, 300 centres, okay, so, you know, quite close, 300 centres. But this is what's sitting on it above, and this is why we think there's a lot of movement, like there, look, see, it's all cracked. This is why we think this part of the house is moving. Hard to tell on camera, but that floor is sloping towards this corner badly. You've already seen the pictures of us in there, where it was 6 inches to nothing. And there you can see, I've just clinker block wall, that was their separating wall, so a lot of weight on the rafter there, on the floor joist, sorry. And then what I've done is, I think at some point I've took brick wall out below, put the stud work in, however, left this entire, let me come back a bit, left this entire brick wall on top of a 3x2 stud, on top of the suspended floor. You can see it's all started to go, look, all cracked up there. All this was all cracked. Then, on top of that, to add insult to injury, the prop for the purling went on top of this wall as well. So I've doubled that timber up there, which I can show you from below. Then I've put a timber across the top and bolted it down with these coach screws, coach bolts, and then put a double timber and propped it all the way up to the top there to support that purling. So that rafter now, doubled up, is only taking the roof load, that's it. And you can see that it started to pull all there, look, all the crack all the way down there, and it is from, I mean, I don't know if you can see it on camera. You can see that, can't you? How much it's dropping to this corner. And I think it's because this was all weight was put on one floor joist and then a little bit of stud work on a suspended timber floor. Not the best. This house really is at the end of its life. All these are going to come out, luckily. You can see all the timber, look. And I've just filled it full of bricks at some point. I'm presuming it would have been Watton and Daub. However, I'm told this is 1930s, and I think Watton and Daub sort of finished at the end of the 1800s. I think. Someone tell me. I can check, put it on the screen now, but someone else will tell me. So there we are. That's what we're doing now. Taking this wall out so we can take the stud work out below and then take the suspended floor out to carry on. Filling it full of the bricks, like here, and hardcore. There we are then. Start digging today. Let's have a chat with Tony, get ourselves in the garden, have a look what we're digging out, and get on with it, shall we? Right, well, Tony's back. He's going to get himself in the garden through there, and then he's going to start digging for us, so let's get ourselves in. Hopefully you get through easy. If not, I've got the ramp, but he said he'll have a go without first, so we don't smash the ramp. Hopefully he'll get in all right. I'm sure he will. Just a bit, it's a bit tight, but we don't want to take it out yet because we don't want to, if we can help it, we don't want to cause any issues with security. We may smash the threshold, but it's all coming out anyway, so it's not a problem. There we go, look, just like that. If you smash the threshold, it's not a massive deal. We'll just adjust it to close the doors. Right then, I'll leave him to it, so he's not under pressure. This is what we're doing. We're digging all this down to that level. There we are. Let's get on with it then.
Saw you paint a picture of a face, a face that wasn't even close to mine. I know I shouldn't be in love, but it's so hard to move on. You haven't changed, you stayed the same. But if you did, I'd still love you anyway. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you wouldn't do the same. I'd give you the world like I promised I would, even though you wouldn't do the same. Had this conversation more than 10 times. After 9, I still wish you were mine. Haven't ate in 7 days, 'cause I've been up till 6 a.m. Wrote 5 songs all just for you.
Just like to say a big thank you to our sponsor, YourTradebase, and their mission is to simplify the way tradespeople like you and I do business. So I'll be using it a couple of months now, and there's a couple of things that I like the most. The fact that you can update your quote or answer a question received from a customer after sending a quote to them, all of them within the same software. You can do it on your phone because it links with the app on my computer. Because there's nothing worse than having a phone call saying, can you do this, can you add this, and forgetting to do it when you get home. Doing a quote now I'm all set up, it's got to save me 2 or 3 hours. So why don't you click on the link in the description and get 3 months for free, which is 30-day free trial, and then 2 additional months from YourTradebase, equivalent to a saving of £50. It's well worth the money. It's saved me a lot of time, and well, what can I say? Everyone likes to save a bit of time, don't they, so they can do the things they want to do, like stand in the sunshine. I know I do. Right then, shall we do some work, shall we? Very quick but noisy start to the day, and I need tripped up the step. So I'll spin you around, show them where we were at the end of Friday. And the footage you're looking at now is us when Matt finished. I went to Stareport for the day, and they all left it nice and tidy and clean and ready to go for today. So let's have a look where we are now. Oh, and Michael's back on his ollies as well, his ollie bobs. Good morning, Matthew.
Good morning, Richard.
Good morning. This is Elliot. Say hello, Elliot. No, I meant to say hello, Elliot. Oh, come on. It's fun, not funny if you don't. Oh, it don't matter. He'll get to know our stupidity.
Crypto.
Right. So, what we've done is we've took all this extension down. We have took this little extension down from the rear. As you can see, that's the sort of footprint of it just there. We've already got rid of 4 Matt, is it 4 grabs we've had so far, isn't it? 4 grabs, 4 skips, something like that already, out the house. What we're going to be doing is taking this down, getting this down to the same as that, and getting it all cleared. And then a bit of an exploratory dig with regards to the footings for these, because we may be able to leave the footings to a certain position, depending, because this is a new extension, so it's going to have concrete in and not just built off the dirt. So we'll have a look at that. Mix up there, poised, ready to go, to get rid of all the spoil from the dig out that you've seen on the footage, and of all the trench we've dug up the top, ready for the water pipe and the waste pipe for the pump, and the electric arm and cable for the garden room. There we are, we'll crack on for the day. Stick a bit of footage on us taking this down, and we'll give you an update in a minute if Matt can start that dumper. Right in. So you had to stop play for a minute. You may have seen Matthew dancing on the roof just. We've encountered a bit of a wasp nest and he's been stung on the top of his head. That's not pleasant, is it? There it is down there, look. Just there. So we're going to have to get some spray of some kind and subdue the little buggers, shall we say. So we might have to stay away from there for a bit because none of us want to get stung, do we, Matthew?
I don't want to get stung again, Richard.
Shouldn't laugh, it's not funny. Well, no, it is funny, but, you know. Anyway. Stopped filming yesterday because it started to rain. You'd have seen on the time lapse what we were up to. We got a little bit more down, but not loads more, and we're just continuing with that today. Tony's in the background, still fighting with the roots for the trench we've got to dig that we've already talked about for the services. So more of the same today, I think. Elliot's hard at it already, straight in, first here, straight at it, loves it, Elliot does. So this is where we are so far then. Big pile of stuff there, we've got to get in the skip now, skip's been changed to get rid of all this. We've had to prop that timber beam, if you look at it all, it's all like a timber frame, like I used to do for the old wattle and daub. But, hello Matthew.
Richard.
But as you can see, when we took the wall plate out, it was being supported by the wall plate and a little tiny packer. So of course when we cut it out, or when we took it out, it just all fell apart. That whole corner just fell out. So we're having to prop it. So I think the plan's going to be, we'll get rid of this lot. And then I think we should then take that window out, take the cladding off, take the bricks out, take the weight out of it. That's probably what we'll do. I'll stick a couple of, fire a couple of timbers across here just to brace the timber frame, if you like. As you can see, that's all rotted, rotten as a pear as well, all that lot. The timber under there, look. Shocking really, but there you go. So that's where we are now. I started breaking that up, you would have seen on time lapse as well. That's the screed. The concrete is like gunmetal, full of mesh. That's probably the best thing I did at this house, is the concrete floor. That's probably the most substantial. And that's it. Morning, Tony. Right then, should we crack on? I forgot to say good morning to Michael. Good morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Michael's just been to fetch some more blades because we're fighting with that. This tree come down when we did the garden room. Don't know if you remember that one.
3, 4.
If you haven't seen that one, I'll try and capture the footage when it come down on the screen now, if I remember.
Go again.
Another day.
Another day punched in a trench.
Lovely. There we are. So you would have seen Michael's joy of getting that massive root out of there. Took him ages. 1.5 blades, 4 batteries. And what we've done is, because this is got to be ground at some point, and then we know what paint's going to be, we're going to bring our services round here now, round here. And like I say, this is all at 700 to be the right depth for a water pipe so it doesn't freeze. And then on top of that water pipe will then be the it's like a flexible, can I explain it as like a flexible hose, I think, on a roll for the pump to pump the effluent down here into the manhole that's going to be down here when it's all replaced. We've got all this down, but we've had to stagger this brickwork back rather than take it off like that, because that's clearly new and was butted up against that. A couple of ties in it, hence why it's pulling away from the building. But we've had to prop that, as I've said, because of the old style sort of timber frame with brick inserts. So we've had to support that beam on acros. So we've left those brickwork there to stabilise that wall, and we'll probably leave that pad as well until we're ready to remove all of this, because my opinion there would be we take that down, we take all the bricks out, and then we have to stabilise that with a cross brace until we're ready to get the scaffold up to start taking the tiles off the roof, hence taking the weight off. Because as you know, or may not know, all this is coming off. All the roof is off. The lot to be changed. That chimney's coming down as well. So there's a lot going on here. We'll finish that episode there then. I hope you've enjoyed it. The second episode in this large extension and renovation project. And we'll see you on the next one.